Welcome to SABADO Sessions Podcast. My name is Durance. Today we have Emil. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. It's pretty much right now, but everything is it's going well. So that's
Would
good.
love to hear that. I would love to hear
And
that.
you, and you guy?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing really well. So of course, both of us are prepping for the Euros. This coming I think we're 6 weeks out.
Sounds yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
So yeah, literally I just came out my garage. I was training and I was like, look, let me get this session so quickly because I got a meal today. I can't miss it. So that's I came in. So how's the prep for yourself? How is it going?
Yeah, it's going good. I have just moved to an apartment from my house, and we're about to build a new house. So it's much at the land, or what you say, land, or
Still a land.
yeah, exactly. So I'm working out a lot there, but training is going well as well. So
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. That's great.
yeah.
How's the family though? Because I know you had a young baby at home. So how's everything going with the family training with little kids? I know myself, like I'm a father. I
Yeah.
got an 18-month-old. So I know sometimes it can be really tough to train with young people or babies, let's say. So how are you dealing with all of that?
Yeah, it's something new that you have to adapt to, but I think most of the time it's going good. The last weeks here, I don't get so much sleeping, but that's hopefully gonna change soon again. So
But that's part of the process, isn't it? You
yeah,
know,
exactly. Just work through it.
exactly. Those 2-3 hours sleep a day sometime, and then you have to go to work and you have to train. Like sometimes you ask yourself, like, what am I doing this for? Why?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that tonight when she was awake, and that, then you were thinking about what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. So
Getting
those
up
questions,
tomorrow and train.
exactly. Those questions, I mean, to be honest, they're no strange question. It's normal as a normal human being sometimes to think about what the hell am I doing with my life?
Exactly.
So
But the
let's
most of the time it's good. So
oh, fantastic. That's great. That's
yeah.
nice to hear. Yeah, let's go back straight into it. So I'm gonna bring you back a bit about powerlifting, a little bit of history about you. Because again, the first time people saw you in the international scene as a junior, you came in with a lot of hot heat, right? So everyone knew Emil is there, Emil is gonna bring the battle. So tell us a bit about how did you start powerlifting? How did you start?
Yeah, I was starting 2016. I was playing hockey at the time, and my strength coach at the hockey team caught me up, and he was telling me that you should start doing some weightlifting.
Mhm.
So I started a little bit with weightlifting, but in my town we don't have the opportunity to train weightlifting, but we have the opportunity to train powerlifting. So I started powerlifting instead of weightlifting back
Wow,
then. So.
that's impressive. So the question leading to that, my question is the obvious one. The first time you went to the gym, how much did you deadlift?
I don't really remember, but I think it was over 200 kilos.
This is the
But then I
first time you
had
lift.
played, yeah. But I have trained hockey for a long time, and we are doing like some hockey strength things before. So I have lift some things, but no, not deadlift.
Wow, that's impressive. Because again, when you come to Emil, I know you can squat and you can bench, but the deadlift is something that you know you can always rely on your deadlift, right? I know
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan from King of the Lift always says, no matter what happened with Emil, he called for the gods, the deadlift gods come around. He always come around for you. And you've shown that in the world, I mean, since you've been lifting internationally. So the other question for me is, first of all, let me just jump to it. How do you feel about Sheffield?
it's gonna be fantastic. And that's the main goal for the next year. And obviously, Europeans is tight. So, but so I'm going. My planning is for Sheffield, and the Europeans is just a competition on the way. So the big thing is of course Sheffield, and it's gonna be nice to be there.
So does it mean that at the Europeans you're not going all out? You're just
I'm
going for
I'm
fun?
no, not for fun, but I'm always competing for win, but my training is not planned to be at the best on the Europeans. But when I'm there, I'm gonna go all out on what I have for the day. But I
Love.
think it's gonna be tough. Both Coco and Mo looking really strong now, and hopefully we're gonna see Anatoly there as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the conversation that's been going on pretty much for this year, isn't it? Even in South Africa, people spoke about it at the Arnolds because I did the Arnolds as well. We
Yeah,
talk
nice.
about it, and hopefully he can come out. I tried to reach out to him to ask if he's gonna come out, but it still doesn't know. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Um, Talking about that, you and Anatoly, you are 1-on-1. So if
Yeah,
you meet
exactly.
so if you meet at the Europeans, more about that will be one of the motivation for you to get that 2-1, isn't it?
Exactly. Then I'm gonna quit because I'm never gonna beat him again if I beat him one more time. He's looking really strong right now.
Yeah, it looks really it looks really
Yeah,
scary in terms of like him training alone in that bunker. What he's
yeah,
doing is just
it's impressive.
nuts. It's crazy. So hopefully it comes out. So yeah, let me rewind back a bit about before South Africa. So obviously you won in South Africa, but you and I know probably that was not your best performance in South Africa. You know, you went there, you did what you had to do to win. So can you tell us a bit about what are the factors that actually affected you? Was it the travel or was it injuries or was just like the day?
I think is what it was pretty much at the time. I About the week before I leave, I was on my new spot where I'm gonna build a new house, and
Mhm.
like taking down trees and working hard because we knew we were starting to dig when we were getting home again. So I had to be done. That had to be done, and then I had my baby, and we were about to move from the house to the apartment, and yeah, it was much. So I think it's was small things, but in if you put it together, it was I think it was things from small things that went
Yeah,
big, and that's because I don't probably did my best performance there.
but you
And of
still
course, the
won.
travel. It was the first time I was traveling so long for the competition, so I think that's also a
How long was your
important.
travel? Because my one was I was a little bit, I should have traveled direct, but I booked my ticket so early, because I saw a
Okay.
cheaper ticket. I booked for it, even though I'm an SPD athlete, that will
Yeah.
probably be covered by the sponsors. But I was a little bit like, do you know what? Let me just book my ticket. And I realized I end up getting a 15 hours flight. I literally arrived the day before I left. So how long was the travel for
Oh,
you?
I don't really remember, but I think it was like 18 hours or something, door
Jesus.
to door. So it was a long trip.
So did you arrive like what 2, 3 days before you left in South Africa?
2 days before
Oh,
in
that's nice.
yeah. So that was good.
So, I mean, talking about South Africa, of course, there was Mo, there was yourself, there was Coco, there was Mike Davis. You guys had that 105 battle, which was, yeah, if we had Anatoly, it would have been even more impressive. But still, it was a great championship in terms of like the way everything went. Is there anything in
Really.
South Africa that actually wowed you in terms of like the competition or even the lift? Anything that you saw were like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I did not really count with Mo. So that was his performance was really impressive. I didn't really during the competition. I didn't really thought about it, but when I looked at competition after it, I saw his performance, and it was really impressive. And one more guy to count with in the next competitions.
Exactly. I think is that championship in South Africa more kind of announced himself to the world. So I know he was
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, he was there at the Europeans. I think he picked up a bronze medalist as well at the Europeans. I think, but in South Africa was more about I'm here to stay,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So, I mean, especially like that deadlift battle to see, we know you've already been a big puller, right? Emil can load 375 is nothing. 385, even if, fun enough, even if you load 400, people have that confidence. All of us have that confidence you're going to pull it, even if you lift up
We will
100 like
see.
you
We will
do,
see.
right? But to see someone like Mo coming out with 372 and a half kilos on the bar, that's, I mean, you don't see many people coming close to Emil. You don't see that. You know what I mean? So it was a very good statement for him. And again, I've been talking to him, and he's looking forward to the battle at the Euros. So he's looking forward to yourself, Coco, and hopefully Anatoly comes out as well. So that would be, I mean, the top
And it's
four.
gonna be a really good, and I think it's funny that really good that the Europeans in the 105s getting this close, and it's a really battle between everyone. I think we can end up. I can end up at the first place or the fourth place.
Yeah, because the battle is getting close, and one of the exciting bit about it as well, what I'm seeing is we are having now the best 105 in the world in our continent, right? So there's you, there's Anatoly, there's Coco, there's Mo. Of course, the Americans are always going to have Mike Davis, right? Mikey Davis always going to come in strong. But it's kind of like every time we go to World, it's going to be him against all the Europeans. So I love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that. So yeah, so again, one more question on in terms of like just South Africa. There's a lot of people that mentioned the battles between the 76 Jess and Agatha, which was an amazing battle. People mentioned about Enna's attempt of 385 kilo at 83. That's just nuts. You know, it's just crazy. And people mentioned about Keith world record at 426 kilo at 47 kilo body weight gains. All of these things just like nuts. So is there any performance there that you saw you went like, damn, the sport is going far?
Yeah, it's that the deadlift in the 83s. That was amazing to see.
But
Because that
was it when he loaded? What was your reaction when he loaded 385?
I thought he was going to take it. Because I don't remember what his second
I think
deadlift.
362 and a half or 363.
Because that looked so easy that I yeah, really nice to see that the deadlifts.
Yeah, I think the standards just rising, isn't it, in powerlifting? If you go back,
It
like you
does.
said, when you started in 2016 until now, the
It's
things it's just amazing, isn't it? You know,
it is.
that follow up to my question about the Swedish. You guys, people know the Swedish team is the best coaching and handling team in the world. Everyone knows that,
No.
right?
Yeah, we have Caro and Oscar doing it really well. So
Yeah,
I'm glad to have them.
that's that. Literally, like we all talk about it. The Swedish team, when it comes to handling and coaching and international, I mean, they're second to none. And again, there is a Swedish bench. Is there a formula or a system you guys use that for all of you guys to have amazing bench? There's not a Swedish person that can't bench. What is it?
Yeah, me.
You can what 200 and what 15?
Yeah, 200 only 200. So
So you
I was
200 kilo at 105, it's not too bad.
No, it's not, but it's not good either, I think.
Okay,
But absolutely, it's okay.
Okay, let's put it this way. Apart from you being a shit bencher, the rest of the Swedish team can bench.
Yeah.
Right? How does that make you feel then? Let me change the question. How does that make you feel?
It's I don't know. I'm just when they tell me that I can't bench, I tell them that they can't deadlift. So
Say no more. Say no more.
yeah,
Say no
exactly.
more.
It's the deadlift that wins the competitions.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in South Africa, Anna's deadlift did not win the competition.
No, it doesn't.
So I mean that brings me back a bit to your powerlifting career and all of that. Let's just talk about a little bit of injuries. What are those tough injuries that you've faced, and how did you overcome it?
If I'm honest with you, I didn't have any injuries at all until I under my powerlifting career, I haven't had any injury.
That's impressive. So how do you keep yourself to being injury free? Is it something you do? Is it what you do? You change your training frequency, or do you intend to get more rest, or do you do long blocks or short blocks? How do you manage that?
And my coach is do we call it physiotherapist?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah. So he is doing my training very well, and the main goal we have is to not get an injury. So he's a former powerlifter, and now he's a weightlifter, and I think he has really good. He's good with injuries and pretend make it not come.
So you have benefit to the fact that he's a physiotherapist. So it means like he does your programming based around your life and everything that's going on in your life, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So until now it's worked very well, and I think it's getting an injury, and you're losing a lot of time to train. So we just keep it a little bit easier, and always like don't the plan is to not get an injury,
So
if you know what I mean.
yeah, saying that, so what's your thought about people that train and that push so hard? Because you see, for instance, like a typical example that we all give is the French team. You watch them. I mean, for instance, like this week or last, Coco scored 360.
Yeah, that was sick.
Right, and pulled
if I'm scoring 360 in training, I'm probably scoring 400 in competition. So, but we're different.
So how do what do you think about that sort of training method?
It's working for them, and so something they are doing right. But I don't think it would work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, just need to find words.
Is it the lifestyle? Because pushing, it means a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and the lifestyle that you have, because as you said, you have got a young family like myself, I can relate. Sometimes it takes a lot, and you don't have that time to push.
Yeah, exactly. That's so yeah.
So if we put Emil in a position where everything is clear and crystal, where Emil can push as much as he can, what are we talking here? What sort of numbers would we looking here? What deadlift would we seeing here? What squat? What bench? If you really push yourself to the limit.
Yeah,
So these
that's
probably
hard.
these probably the numbers that you probably will be looking forward to Sheffield, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to say because I'm in training. I don't usually perform so well. Like I think my personal best deadlift in training is 360 or something, and that was really heavy. So
So where is that
I
extra 15 kilo? Where did it come from?
yeah, I don't know. It's something with the competing thing that fires me up, and I get some extra power when I'm at the stage and competing.
So that means at the Sheffield, we're expecting when you loaded that 400, like last time when I saw you loaded 400 and then you brought it down. So that 400 is staying on the bar, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, that was
It
impressive. I think that reminds me, that was, I think, 2019, watching you loading that 400. And fun enough, we, again, as I said in the beginning, we all believed that he's got it in him. You know,
I think it's that the 400 is gonna be a bit tough, but it would be fun to load sometimes and go out and try to pull it.
I mean, one of them comp, you should just come out and try it. You know,
Yeah,
especially if you know your place is secure, just come and try.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna try it in the Europeans if the place is secured.
Oh, I
I
can't
can
wait for
promise
that.
you that.
I can't wait for that. So everyone know Emil is going for 400. So they will be fun. So yeah, the other question I had is about, I mean, we all know the story about us and, I mean, the Europeans, IPF and USAPL. There's a lot of big, strong guys in the USAPL right now. You know, Ashton, Bob Matthew,
Yeah,
and all of them guys are crazy, crazy.
really, really.
Do you follow them?
Yeah, I follow them. Absolutely.
So do you have a wish of one day for them to switch over so you guys can battle?
Yeah, of course. I always gonna want to meet the best and compete against the best, and so of course I want them to switch, and we're doing a big
IPF meet.
word.
So
Yeah, exactly.
there's always these conversation of 105s. How does that make you feel when your name has been mentioned, you know, next to the Anatoly, the Ashton, the Bob, all of them guys in that weight class? When the conversation is going, Emil's name is always there. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. Feels amazing because I know those guys are strong, and uh, it's when I hear my name between them, I realize that I'm also strong and a good powerlifter. So
You are
that feels
definitely
good,
strong.
of course.
Believe me, you are definitely strong.
Yeah,
You should take pride of that. Yeah, it's true. So, I mean, leading up to, I mean, of course, you mentioned there the Europeans like is a step over from you for Sheffield. Of course, Sheffield is where everything's will be. So, is there any goal for you for the European in terms of numbers?
no, the main goal is to win competition, um, of course, and we will see what I need to do to win, and I'm gonna go for a winning and then load 400 kills.
Good man, good man. I was about
Yeah.
to say, if you don't say it, I'm not posting this. So I mean, talking about the European, let me ask you about if you wanna rank the top three at the European from 1 to 3, what are the names in 105?
I think if Anatoly comes coming, he's gonna be number one because he looking really strong, and I think it's gonna be hard to uh, challenge him if I'm not in my best shape. And then I think me is second, and then Mo third.
Even
But
though
it's
Coco squatted 360.
yeah. I want him to show that on the competition. because
So if you bring his 360 on the competition, then
yeah,
you guys
then
are in
it's gonna be
trouble.
hard to meet him. Yeah, that's gonna be really really hard, because then he's probably strong in the bench and deadlift too. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
I think
tough.
he did total like what I know he's pulled with his straps, but he totaled like 952 kilos, something like that total on the day. So yeah, that's if he can bring at least 930 kilos on the platform, that would be a story to tell, isn't it?
Really, really.
That would be
So
really
I'm
tough.
not counting him away, but yeah, let's see.
That's really impressive. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, Anatoly comes out. So again,
Yeah,
as you mentioned, Anatoly looks really strong, and to
yeah.
beat him, you guys are gonna have to probably fuse together to beat him. You know, it looks
I,
really really strong. So yeah, that led me back to ask about what is your most proud? I mean, what's the proudest moment you've ever had in powerlifting?
yeah, of course, stepping up to the uh, and getting that gold medal in South Africa. That was the main goal when I started, and now I always can say that I am a world champion. So that's pretty. Uh, I'm proud of that.
I mean, because you've won world championship as a junior, you did win in one as 105 as a junior. So you telling me the South African one worth a little bit more than the junior one, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the open gold is much bigger than the junior gold. So it's in the open. You it's the real competition. What? Yeah.
So does it? But juniors matters as well, right? Because there's a
Yeah,
conversations going on.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because this
absolutely.
is
It matters, but it's bigger with the open.
good because there's that conversation going on about open lifters saying, "Oh, juniors don't matter. That's why some of the juniors are stronger. Juniors are going to do the openers." So what's your thought about it?
Uh, on uh,
Did,
on the
did,
juniors,
yeah.
of course, when I won the junior world championship, I was that was my proudest moment, and it was big, but the main goal was always the open goal. So uh, I think it's big to win juniors, but it's even bigger to win open.
So would we ever see Emil in the 120s?
No, I don't think so, because uh, I work as a firefighter,
Hmm.
and we have those tests every year. And I don't think I'm able to do this test if I'm 120. So that's the main reason why need to be in 105s.
So basically 105 or 93s then, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's long way down to 93. So
So
I'm feeling
let me ask, how much do you weigh right now?
106, I think.
So if you weigh 106 to 93, so just diet down because look at Bryce Lewis. He went from
Yeah,
106, 107 to 93 now. So you can do
but
it too.
they're almost as strong as me in the 93, so it's gonna be tough.
So yeah, talking about the battle of the 93s, I know there is Gustav that I'm trying to reach out as well to bring him here. There's Gustav, there is Emil Krastev in Europe, and we have go, of course, the Americans, the two Americans there. So out of those full 93s, which one do you think will reach 900 first?
I would love to say Gustav, but I think Krastev looking really, really good right now. So I was listening to him on your podcast as well, and yeah, he's uh, he's interesting, and that was also a big it was big to see him in South Africa because I didn't really know him before that. So I think he's something. Oh yeah, he's gonna go really good in the Europeans.
Yeah, I think Krastev is he was a dark horse in South Africa.
Yeah,
When everyone were talking
absolutely.
about the battle, people were talking about Chance, Gustav, and Kaiko, and Gavin Aid, and Krastev was not really mentioned. You know, if
Oh,
he was mentioned, probably they would put him in a fourth or fifth or something like that. It's just like, to me, I was talking to him here. I was telling him as personally, when I look at the World Championship in South Africa in the 93s. Yes, Chance won because it was the stronger lifter on the day, but the best performance was Krastev performance.
yeah. Because he didn't really looking. It wasn't 100%. He had more to give in every lift, I think. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he is doing in Poland.
I can't wait for that myself. Going back to yourself, so how do you normally manage between, because this question is really important to our listeners and the younger lifters that joining the sport with responsibility. Sometimes it's so, when we talk about being a junior and becoming a senior with a responsibility of family life, people don't really realize how tough this is, right?
Now,
So how do you really manage home, work, and powerlifting?
it's much about planning, I think. I sit down every Sunday and going through the week and planning when to train and because I work in shift, do you call it shift?
Shift, yeah, shift work.
Yeah, exactly. So every week isn't looking the same. And right now, my girlfriend is home with the baby, but after the in January, I'm gonna go home and be home for a few months. So uh, then I'm gonna look how to planning the lifetime. But to get back to the question, I'm planning every week with together with my girlfriend, and we are sitting down and going through the week and when to train and what to eat and so on. So I think that's the only way for me to get all the training in and so. But sometimes it's early mornings of training, but yeah, you just an extra cup of coffee and it's going pretty well.
Has it come a time where you sat there and thought to yourself, do you know what, I'm gonna stop lifting because it's just taking a lot out of my time, a lot of my life, there's a lot going on? Have you come to a point that you thought like that?
Yeah, I think after the World Championship this year, I had a period during the summer that I was really down with powerlifting. I was training, but I was thinking about not doing any more competitions. But then, of course, Sheffield was coming, so I think that one saved me a little bit. So, but of course, it feels nice to have this world title because now I can end my powerlifting career when I want, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like, you've reached the pinnacle of the sport, you know, world champion. You go to
Yeah.
Sheffield, if you train hard, train strong, you pick up some checks for the little one. What
Yeah,
else? What else is there? There's
exactly.
nothing else you can do, unless
Yeah,
if you decided you want to win multiple world championship. But personally, me as a fan, if you said to me after Sheffield you will stop, I will cry. I would love to see you in Malta next year, and I would love to see you the year after, and then the year after, because it's all about the excitement you bring on the platform, isn't it? That's what we want to see. So we want to see a lifter where, yeah, you can outscore him. Yes, you can outbench him, as you know he can't bench. You can outbench him, but when he load the bar, you are miles ahead. You're always miles ahead. Do you know what I mean? It's exciting. So we want to see you carry on. So that would be really exciting right there. So yeah,
Yeah, and
I mean,
I think I'm gonna getting a little bit more ready, and now I'm back where I was, but so I think I'm gonna go a few more years, hopefully.
that's good. That's good. So that means not just going to see you at the Europeans. I'm not just going to see you at Sheffield. In Sheffield, I'm not competing, by the way. I'm not strong like you guys. So I'm watching. I'll be on the front row. And probably I'm going to be seeing you in
Yes,
Malta.
yeah, we are gonna see a Chile in Malta, of course.
See, that would be amazing.
It's
So
like
yeah,
only 2 weeks, 2 months or 3 months, maybe
yeah,
between Sheffield and Malta. So I will survive that.
more or less like not even 3 months because Sheffield is in March. I think March the 23rd or something like that. So
Yeah,
um, I mean, the World Championship is the first week of June. So we're talking about 2 months and 2 weeks or 1 week. So yeah,
it's gonna be tough, and that's the reason why we have planned for Sheffield, and the Europeans is in the training period. So
so literally
because
it's
it's
like you'll be doing back-to-back blocks, the Europeans, Sheffield, and World.
yeah.
Wow. And yeah, let me ask a little bit about your Swedish team. So there's one thing about I mean, when we go to the World Championship, the connection guys have between you as lifters and friends and your coaches, it's really, it's really amazing. So my question to you is, do you still carry on that relationship even after the championship or after the international, or is just you only create that camaraderie at the championship?
Uh, Before COVID, we have some training camps for the Swedish team,
Mm.
but I think that uh, those training camp hasn't been started again after COVID. But I hopefully it's gonna be up and running again soon, because for me it's good because I'm like 99% of the time training by myself, and that's maybe a reason why my training numbers isn't as high as my training like competing numbers. So I hope that they're gonna take up those training camps, uh, but I don't have so long travel to train with Gustav and Alex, because they're not living
Mhm.
so far away from me. So
Also, you still have that kind of, if you need to train with Gustav or Alex, they're just in the corner. My second question on that was, of course, you saw the bench roll, right? Even though I know we already said that you can't bench, right? We know that already. Let's not go there again. Um, so what do you think about these rules? I mean, you should be happy though. You should be definitely
yeah,
happy.
it's not gonna affect my bench, so that's good. And I think it's we need to see what the rules uh, are gonna be in real life in competitions. But I think as it sounds right now, I think it's gonna be good for the sport. Uh,
So because like, I think one of your Swedish own, one of your superstar, which Eddie Berglund,
yeah.
potentially, I'm not saying he will be affected, but potentially can be affected in terms of
Yes.
the rules they've released. So as a team, has anyone spoken to him? What is he thinking about it?
I haven't spoke with him of that, so I can't really say anything about that thing. But of course, he's probably gonna need to change a little bit, but it's not so much. So We will see how much it's gonna affect him, but I don't think so much.
It'll be great. It'll be great because sometimes it's like these are tremendous lifts, big benches, and also again, as you mentioned, there is good for the sport. I think that's where we all probably sitting in terms of like we want people to see powerlifting, right? People exercising the strength they have to lift weight. No, because the sport become a technical sport. No, because the reason I'm saying that because believe me, Emil, I'm just like you. I can't bench either. So, so it's just like for us, we're like, oh, good, thank you very much. So potentially, again, as I said, like you're probably excited as well, thinking, you know what? I never had a bench. I never had an arch, so I'm good. So you'll be good. So yeah, talking about the rules, there's a lot of things that people are saying, oh, potentially ban sumo next. What do you think about that?
Yeah. If they ban sumo, it's gonna be good for me as well. But I don't think that's the right way to go. It's not in the same way as the bench rules, I think. So right now, I think we have to because those big deadlifts, the most of them are in sumo, and that's the things that make the sport interesting to see. It's like Anaharo's deadlift in the World Championships. If we ban sumo, we're not gonna see that the type of lifting again. So I think that's not the right way to go.
True. I
But
mean,
of
I
course, for
agree.
me, it's would probably be good. But
Of course. Would
yeah,
you ever switch to sumo yourself? Would you ever
I
switch?
I have tried once in a like online competition we did here in Sweden when it was COVID. And then I tried and I had like one training session before and I pulled 377.5 then. The second
Hold on.
time I did it.
So
So
hold on. Let's go back. You try sumo for the first time in training and you competed, you pulled 377.
yeah, I did. So it's probably I think I can. I have thought about doing my first and second lift conventional, and then doing my third in competition sumo. Just it would
Can
be
you
fun to
can we please see the idea pen, please?
maybe
Load the
400
400
and
sumo.
sumo. Yeah,
That's it.
if but then you have to tell Mo that give me the first spot.
Yeah, I will tell Mo,
Yeah,
please
and
make sure you fail your second attempt deadlift and don't come out for your third. Let Emil attempt that 400.
yeah,
And we're also going to tell Anatoly, but I was about to pray for him not to come out for you to pull 400, but I want him to be there. Right? I want him to be
yeah,
there.
me too.
So, so yeah, that is impressive. So I mean, you train because I know conventional takes a lot out of your body, right? I mean, there's a lot, especially the amount of weight you lift. Has it ever affected your other lift in terms of like your training? Because I don't know how you train. Do you do deadlift first or do you squat during the week? How many times do you use deadlift? How many times do you squat?
I squat 2 times per week, and it's session 1 and 4, and then I deadlift session 5, and then in the best world, I have 2 rest days after the deadlift, and then start again on Monday with squats. So I always deadlift the last session of the week, and I think that's
So you deadlift once a week.
yeah, it is, and have done since 2017.
I
So
think I should
only
start
one
deadlifting.
deadlift session.
I think I should deadlifting once a week because my deadlift is not going anywhere, but I do deadlift twice a week. Because I
Oh,
spoke to an Ahoro, he said he deadlifts only once a week as well. But look at his deadlift. And then look at
Yeah,
yours.
it's
You know,
probably the way to go.
is it that session of deadlift once a week? Do you intend to get all the singles or a lot of volume on it?
It's a difference between week to week, but I do pretty much volume in the training periods, and closer to competition, it's getting down to a little bit less reps.
That's I think probably that's what I should be doing now. I'll tell my coach, I said, can you please program me deadlifts once a week? Because I
Yeah,
squat a lot. I do
it's
squat a
great.
lot. That's probably why my squat is not too bad, because I squat a lot.
Yeah,
So yeah, and now again, as people that can't bench, I'm benching 4 times a week so I can bench.
I'm only benching 2 times a week, so that's probably the problem.
That's probably the problem, but you can't really
Yeah,
say that because the deadlift is once a week, but you're almost pulling 400. So do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's working somewhere. I got asked this, Emil. Every time I watch your training video, you have these SPD singlets behind. What's
Yep.
the rationale behind it?
Well, say the question one more time.
Every time I watch you training, and
Yeah,
behind you, there's hangers with SPD singlet.
yeah,
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I copy that. Definitely. I'm refurbishing my gym. I will do that as soon as I refurbish my gym.
yeah,
So
good.
so what made you do that? It looks amazing, don't get me wrong. So what came into your mind to start doing that?
Yeah, I don't really remember because that's from that that's my own gym. So I have a own gym, and it felt wrong to have those singlets laying in the the house, just waiting to be used. So, and I come from the hockey, and in hockey they pretty much they're doing it often
Mhm.
with so I don't know. It was just an idea.
I think it's incredible. It's almost like an
And obviously,
art.
I'm also a SPD athlete, so it's a
Yeah,
great way to show and to
basically a great way to show how many singlets you've received over the years, isn't it?
yeah. Then I have
That's,
like the old. Do you remember the old Titan Swedish Viking
yeah, yeah, yeah,
singlet?
yeah,
That also is hanging in the right direction.
yeah. But just make sure you put it right at the background and you put a few
Yeah,
SPD in front
I
of it.
do,
Yeah.
I do, I do. It's not often, so I get that on video. So
So yeah, I mean, I saw that. I said to myself, I'm gonna ask him this question because I find it really interesting and intriguing to just see all of them lining up there, and then now that image looks like proper, like an art. Looks really good. So yeah, I, I mean, I would love to see the
I
t-shirt
don't
as well.
really know why where it came from, but
It's
yeah,
working.
it was a fun say to to put them there.
It's working. It's working. Believe me, it's working. So yeah, another question I had for you is like, what how much do you pay guys in Sweden the membership for a yearly membership for your federation? How much is it in Sweden? Because I know Sweden is one of the most expensive cities in Europe. I've been to Sweden twice, in
Yeah.
Essenborg in 2019 and in 2021 last year at the Europeans in Vasteras. Your country is bloody expensive. Fuck me. I went to a shop to get 3, 4 items. They're telling me like, I mean, it came down to almost like £30 our money. And I was like, I said to the lady, no, 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 you didn't do it properly. Can you kind of again? So yeah, how do you guys deal with like the fees and all of that? How much is it?
We are only paying fees to our club in the city. So we and I think I'm paying like 500 Swedish crowns per year. So it's like €50 or something.
Mhm.
So that's the only thing I'm paying, and then Swedish team is paying for the traveling and the uh, s- hotels and the competitions when we're doing international meets. So
So,
it's
so I mean, yeah, because I mean, we both SPD, like the sponsors can cover all these expenses for us. But so
yeah
when you said the Swedish team is paying for the hotel, the travel for international, so even they pay for those athletes that are not sponsored.
yeah they do. So I haven't paid for any international meet since I started.
Wow, that's
So
impressive.
that's really good.
That's very, very good. Not all
Yeah,
nations that get funded like that, because with us in Britain, it's like you have to put hand in your pocket. So unless
yeah,
you're sponsored, of course, where you're gonna get support. But if you're not, that's why probably with us, that's what probably I could say some of the talent we can't show them. We can't showcase that talent because people can't afford these travels, especially like,
I
for
understand.
instance, South Africa. We stay in
Yeah.
that resort. If it was not like you're not earning enough money, I mean, it came down to pretty much close to what, €2,500 or €3,000 for some. So that's expensive for someone to
Yeah,
spend.
they're really expensive
You know.
too.
So would you say that that support you guys get from your government does help you as well as a team to just focus on the lifting?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good. The benefits we did is that we are only like sending people that can be on the top three in like South Africa.
Mhm.
In the Swedish competitions in Helsingborg and Halmstad, they of course is sending more people, but when we're traveling, they only sending people that is ranked like top three in their class. So it's hard to get on the team, but when you are on the team, it's really good.
So does this mean that's why um the Swedish team does not really fill up the entire team when you go to World? Is it because they
Exactly.
only choose the people that can make top three on the nomination?
Mm. So
That is that is really tough because I've never seen a Swedish 59.
well,
No, never. I've seen Eddie, of course, Eddie Berglund 66. There's a 74 Ericsson. And there is what 83. There is an
yeah,
83.
yeah, exactly. Jack Soderberg,
Yeah,
and
it's
I think
Jack's
he's not
83.
the top three, but I think he's top three in like bench or something, and
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's
so
that's why
basically,
they're sending.
even so basically, even it's not just top three total, even in the single lift as well.
Yeah, in some case, I don't really know why the whole like criteria why they who they picking, but it's you have to get a podium in I think in some lifts or so.
That's really tough. That's probably makes you guys one of the best team around because the criteria is really hard. So what about the national? Do you have a number that you guys need to hit before you qualify for the nationals?
No, we don't. So the nationals is they are talking about doing these things with you have to win the nationals to get the international spot, but I don't really think that is going right now. Uh, so right now they are only picking from competitions that that we have made. So you don't need to be at the national competition to be in the internationals right now. But I hope it's gonna be because in some ways sometimes the international lifters not coming to the national championship, and that's not good, I think.
Yeah, I think to me personally, I think is another way to bring up the sport, isn't it? Sometimes
Exactly.
these newcomers or these novices, as we call them, they want to experience the platform with Emil, with Gustav, with sorry, Gustav, with Eddie. Basically, they want to experience that lifting with the best lifters in the country. When you guys don't show up, doesn't really give them the, let's say, the hunger or the drive to go and do it, because Emil is not going to be there. What's the point? You know.
Sure.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
so
no. So is he at the same time? Is he an advantage for you guys, knowing you don't need to do nationals to be on the international team?
I don't think so. I have done every national competition since I started, so I'm doing it because I think it's good for the sport, and obviously I don't want to give the national gold to someone else because that's mine. If otherwise they are going to say that I have the national gold in the 105s, and the world champion is from Sweden. So, but I have the national gold.
So
So
basically,
I think
you're gonna hold all the golds. You're gonna be that greedy, and hold all the golds. Yeah.
yeah, I want to be at the national because it's good for the sport, and I don't want anyone else to have the gold.
So you guys as athletes, do you guys have a say to the federation? Because I know like some federation have go voting system, some federation don't allow athletes to voice themselves. It's just it's that's how it is. So how do you guys in Sweden deal with things like that?
We have the possibility to be in the this to say what we want. So uh, it's open for everyone
Mhm,
to get in that those meetings. So
mhm, mhm, mhm.
that's good, I think.
Do you feel like you guys in Sweden, you've been heard as athletes? If you have good concern, like you mentioned there, it would be nice for everybody to start coming to the national. Do you think this is something they would listen and they will consider?
Yeah, I think so. I think they are good at listening in, and the last few years we have done really good. The Swedish team has done really good, especially on the men's side. So I think that's a bonus as well, and I think that uh, yeah, we are the one that's showing the sport here in Sweden. So they uh, they are good at listening to us as well.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah, really good.
I'm gonna bring you back to the competition day now. I mean, um, are you the type of lifter where you have a say in your attempts, or you leave it to the Swedish team to do their job because we know they are the best, one of the best handling team in the world? Do you just leave it to them to do?
We're always talking about the competition before it starts, and
Mm.
I am like telling what my goal is and what I want to do for the day. But then when the competition is on, I give all of I give it to the coaches. So they put the
And
numbers that they believe in, and so they're doing the work when the
so was it
competition has started. But they know what my goals are and what I think I'm capable of. But of course, competitions is competition, so you never
Mhm.
know.
So was has it ever been a time where they put a number on the bar and you went like, what the fuck? This is not what I wanted.
No, not really. They're doing a good job. So
So you trust them to win you championships.
yeah, and until this day they have done it really good. So I think I'm
So,
doing best to uh, keep on doing that.
so your coach, like your current coach, has a conversation with them, or he'll just leave it to you to deal with them?
He's taking a conversation with them, and but then I also do it. So we both have a conversation, and it's good. In Westeros, the Europeans last year, I had my coach because he's from Westeros, so that was the first time he was with me on a competition. So he was also there together with Caro and Oscar, and that was my best competition so far. So it was good, and he's
Yeah,
gonna come to
Poland.
Sheffield as well. Sheffield,
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
amazing. I mean, to be fair, I mean, of course, I mean, Vasteras, it has to be your best because you beat Anatoly, mate.
yeah.
Do you know what
I
I mean?
did.
So, I mean, this is the IPF best lifter in 2021, right? And you beat him. So nothing can trump that. I know in Sheffield is all about collecting a few checks, but nothing can trump that. You know what I mean? Nothing can trump that. So hopefully you guys can meet again on the world stage. This time you
Yeah.
go head to head. And this time, if Anatoly beat you at the Europeans, I think you shouldn't hold a grudge because he's looking really mad right now. um, so that's fantastic. Yeah, I know I'm taking a bit of your time now. I've got a few last questions and then we can close off if it's okay with you.
Sounds good.
I mean, my first one is about just powerlifting itself in terms of like the way the sport is moving, where we were like 5, 6 years ago to where we are now. So, to you as an athlete, how does you make you feel in terms of like we're going forward and you are one of the best lifters in the world and you're kind of playing your part into that journey? How does it make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me feel really good because now I think powerlifting is a sport to count with. It's growing more and more, and I also think that those results that we are doing today is uh, not gonna be like top 5 or 10
Mhm.
in a few years. So I think we're gonna grow much more. And when those young kids that are starting powerlifting around 15 and even younger, when they are growing up, and I think I think they're only gonna laugh at doing like 377.5 in deadlifts.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
probably it's gonna be much more in a few years, I think.
yeah. I
But
think I think the doors have opened, isn't it? Because now people never used to care about powerlifting, and now people are doing because it's one of the easiest sports to get access to as well. So
yes.
all you need is a barbell, a few plates, and someone to tell you how to lift properly, and you'll be pulling. And I've seen young kids in Britain where like they're 105, they're pulling a 330 kilos at 19, 17 years old.
Exactly.
And then I'm thinking, hang on, you pulling 330 as 17, 9, 18. That's nuts,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is. So when those kids are growing up, it's gonna be crazy if they keep away from injuries and so those
That
things.
time, probably me and you will retire and we'll be drinking vodka somewhere else. We'll be watching them on a
Mm.
live stream. So, because these are not the beasts that you should be competing against, they will break you.
Yeah,
So, yeah. The other question I had in terms of like the sport you moving forward, the Europeans, as you mentioned, is just a springboard to um Sheffield. So your prep at the Europeans now, is it more about like, is it still 4 days a week or is still intensity or is more like let me maintain now and then I'll push for Sheffield?
yeah, it's maintaining right now, uh, and as I told earlier, I'm about to build a house for my family,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
we are getting the land ready, and the house is delivered the week after Europeans. So that's right now it's pretty much at the land, and the training is like priority 3 after family, and then house, and then training. But I get all the training in, and we are just going to maintain and then peak when it's time for Sheffield.
That's really impressive. So I mean, yeah, I mean, good luck with the house. So hopefully everything goes really well.
Thanks.
Everything is done. My last question is, yes, the Euros potentially Anatoly will be there, and we already spoken about it, and it will be a battle. Sheffield, there's wild card left, right?
Yeah.
If you go on the men's side, who are your pick to potentially get those wild? Because your place is secure. You know, I wish you could put them in your pocket, but yeah, your place is secure. Who are those names that you think deserve a wild card in Sheffield, and why?
Yeah. First of all, I think a guy like Anatoly should be there, because he l- he was the best lifter in Worlds 2021, and he's looking strong, and yeah, I think he's deserved to be there.
Are you not worried that if he's there, he might take your checks away?
Yeah, he might, but that's okay for me, because yeah, I want to see big lifting, and I think he's gonna make an interesting competition. So of course
So
I need.
we go 4 left. So Anatoly, there's 3 left. What's the other 3?
Yeah, yeah. I think we need to have one big guy there. So Jesus is
Mm-hmm.
one of my picks, I think, because yeah, we need to see some really big squats.
Okay, there's 2 left.
Yeah, I think the battle of the 93s are a big battle. So my pick there is,
Because there is already 193 from
yeah,
Africa.
it is.
So there's 293 potentially that can make the place. So who are the 2? Who are your pick? Who's your pick?
Um, that's a hard question, but I think Krastev would be fun to see there.
So you
But
believe
there,
Krastev can push Chance?
I think, and we will see in the Europeans what he's capable of.
Because I spoke to, I mean, you listened to us, to our podcast with him. He said if you get a wild card before
Yeah,
the Europeans, he's not doing the Europeans.
yeah.
So I
But
mean that's
yeah,
interesting. So there's one more
let's see.
place left. Just one more place, one last place.
It's hard. I don't really getting the names up right now. I'm not so good at names, but let's see. We have like Eddie already, so one more in the. I think Eddie's gonna weigh over 66 kilos. He's going for the 74s in the Europeans. So
So with DB 74 at Sheffield.
I think so, but I'm not sure.
So that means he's gonna go up against Taylor Howard. Oh my God, young Eddie, young Eddie, young Eddie.
Yeah,
That's
with the
the
new
mount.
bench rules. But
Yeah, exactly. That's the mountain you don't want to climb.
yeah, so
So yeah,
someone from the 66s, and that's probably I just don't get the name right now, but the French lifter.
Pana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Pana. I think for me, Sheffield, I know it's about having the best lifters in the world in Sheffield, but at the same time as well, I want to see entertainment. I want to see
Although,
excitement. So I know people talking about this person deserve it, that person deserve it. But sometimes you look about the matches, you say, who are the best matches we can have? You know, if it was just on me, probably I'll have Ray there. Because
yeah, absolutely.
If you go Jesus,
Versus Ray, it
just
would be fun to see.
just picture that poster, right? You got Jesus sitting standing here and Ray standing here,
It
right?
would be big.
Exactly. So I mean, you spoke about you picked Anatoly for the 105. Great. I mean, again, if you see you and Anatoly because you're 1-on-1, all right.
Yeah,
If they bring
that's a
you
good
guys to
battle.
Sheffield, it's a good battle. So it's all about the excitement and the battles that I'm excited about. I know
But
some.
when we are in Sheffield, it's probably two to me and one to Anatoly because I'm gonna beat him in the European stuff.
Okay, so that means like Anatoly better fix his deadlift. He's a
Yeah,
good
exactly.
bencher. He's a good squat, so he better fix his deadlift. So
Yeah,
because that 400 is being pulled. If you pull that 400, there's no way Anatoly will go anywhere. So yeah, Emil, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been really great. I had really so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And
yeah. Thanks for having me.
no worries, mate. Good luck with the prep at the Europeans. I will definitely be there in Poland. We'll take that picture that I missed in South Africa. Literally,
Yeah,
South Africa, when I
sounds good.
competed, the next day I was done. So I will see you in Poland, sir. Train hard, train well, and train smart. See you soon.
See you. See you.